Good morning. I'm back. I think I've had about a month's hiatus. I've been slacking. But I want to get back on the YouTube grind because I've got some exciting things coming up in my life. And I want to be in the swing with YouTube. It is first thing in the morning. Brackets it's 7 a.m. This is literally a line for me as well because I have to get up at 3:50 in the morning for my job. So this has technically been a 3-hour line, but I feel like I've been awoken from the deepest depths of my sleep. It always takes me a little bit. Funny enough, when I wake up at 3:50, I'm up and I'm ready to go. But whenever I have a line and I wake up, I'm like, oh, I just can't get out of bed. Anyway, I'm already waffling. The plan of attack today is actually, first of all, the plan of the video is I'm going to be showing you my blood work, which, if you can tell by the thumbnail, there's some things awry, let's say, but you're gonna have to wait for that, or you just skip ahead, either one. But other than that, I'm gonna be taking you through a full rest day of eating. This is the plan of attack for today. Got my vacuums, my mobility, meal one, which of course you'll see, programming and some meal planning for a client. Then I'll run through bloods with you. Meal 2, 30 minutes cardio, wrap presents because it's Christmas Eve. Of course, we're filming a YouTube video today and get an IG post done, among many other things. But yeah, full day of eating and running through the bloods. But first things first in the morning, as soon as you wake up, and when I say I've literally just woken up, I got out of bed, grabbed my Osmo. Actually, no, not quite. I went to the toilet and weighed myself, of course, because that's what you have to do as a bodybuilder. But yeah, pretty much just roll out of bed, grab my Osmo, and then the next thing I do is get my hydration rolling. So I start off every single morning with a litre of water, 5 grams creatine, and a heap scoop of Hydroflow. So just a little kind of daily hydration top up. I haven't noticed like crazy changes with a supplement, but it tastes nice. That's probably doing something, isn't it? So yeah, get that down the hatch literally as soon as possible. So yeah, I've got the summer fruits flavour. It's pretty nice, but I'll probably be moving to engineered muscle hydration, which apparently doesn't taste the best at all, but the panel is a lot better. So I'm going to give that a whirl next time once I've run out of this stuff. But yeah, of course, you've got to get your creatine in. A bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? I mean, if you're not taking creatine in 2025, it's you're cooked. Yeah, I'll just try and get that in immediately, and then get some movement rolling. So as you saw, get my vacuums, keep on top of my ab work, because I've always struggled to pull vacuums, and I was on all my stage shots, I'm pretty much crunching down, and I just really like the way vacuuming looks, and my vacuum is just a bit funny. So I want to get good at vacuuming, so I'll do that fasted. And then I hit it with my mobility from Camille, big up Camille, because I've had some serious scap issues for a while, ever since I dislocated my right shoulder playing rugby. In fact, I'll whack up the clip, because I think I've got the clip of when it happened. You can't really see it very well, but you can hear me go, ah. So I'll whack up the clip of me dislocating my shoulder.
Good carry from the hooker.
And that crocked me for ages. And I was in a sling, so then my left side was overcompensating, and I just wasn't using my right. So it ends up meaning literally all my lat spreads and all my front poses, my left side is like up here. So yeah, I'm just working on that as best I can. And yeah, the rehab has done absolute bits. So I've got a daily mobility, and then I've got a targeted rehab plan for my scap and ribs, because the dysfunction is actually in my ribs as well. So that's been massively helping, just with actually how my lifts feel. My lifts feel so much better after I've started my rehab. It's just keeping on top of it as well. So I'll do the targeted rehab twice a week, every day before my upper days, and I'll do my daily mobility every day in the morning. But of course, sometimes before work, it might be a little bit difficult to get it in. So yeah, it's just trying to get it in as much as possible and keep on top of it, because what I have noticed when I stop doing it, or if I kind of slack for 3 or 4 days, the next time I take check-in shots, my scap is back to being terrible. So my body obviously wants to kind of revert back to its old ways of being terrible. So yeah. Oh, and another thing is, as soon as I wake up as well, I'll get my salt weighed out for the day. So I literally just use, if I can do this with one hand, I just use this plastic Tupperware, because obviously I take it to work, so I just kind of use it all day. I've got my accurate micro scales, and I have 7 grams of pink salt, which is in here, and then also a gram of low salt, and then I'll just kind of sprinkle that. I don't spread it evenly because I'm not on prep anymore. Like, salt timing's not exactly at the top of my list of priorities, but I'll just make sure I'm getting that in. I'll just spread it evenly over my meals. I might have a little bit more in my pre and post, but other than that, yeah, 7 grams pink, 1 gram low, because I find that that's what makes the best, what is the best for my hydration. But yeah, that's pretty much my morning routine. I'll probably run through it in a bit more detail in another video, showing you the vacuum, showing you the rehab. But yeah, I'll do that. Then I get on to meal 1, which you'll see, and probably go and get some steps in, because of course it's a rest day, and my steps are at 9k right now. But I'm not gonna. I might take it long on my steps, but yeah, this is more of like a full. I say it's a full day of eating. I've literally waffled already for 5 minutes about absolutely nothing, and I know you're here for the blood work as well. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, bloody hell, you can tell it's early in the morning. It's coming. So yeah, I shall get my morning routine chopped, and I'll see you for meal 1. Vacuum's done, mobility done, steps done. Time for meal 1, and I've had an absolute shocker. 2 out of my 3 eggs are absolutely ruined. I promise I can actually cook better than this. I just had the pan on too hot, and they stuck, and yeah, unfortunate. These, however, farm eggs, unreal. Just look at the colour of the yolks. That's how you know they're good. 100 veg in the form of tomatoes. I know tomatoes technically are flipping fruit, but like, they're veg in my mind. And then 100 blueberries. So a very simple meal. I like starting my day off with basically pro-fat. Obviously got some trace carbs from the blueberries, but it just allows me to stay a bit more focused. And it's also just a banging meal overall. And then I take my morning supplementation as well. So I've got capsule of D3 along with K2, daily multivit, and then 3 tabs of omega-3. Because they are best to be taken with a fatty meal, because they will be absorbed by the blood better if you take your omegas with a meal with fat, rather than if you were to have it with a low fat meal. So yeah, if you're taking omegas, make sure you're taking them, as long as you're taking them with food, you'll be alright, but a fatty meal is best. But yeah, this is by far my smallest meal of the day. Very tasty. It goes down far too quickly, but yeah, I love eggs. Great to have in, just in terms of vitamins. And I only recently went to 5 meals a day, but it's just nice to have this in the morning, especially before a long shift. It just keeps hunger at bay, and it's a very nutritious meal as well. So I'm gonna get stuck into this, do some work, and then I'll see you back here for meal 2. Oh, and I forgot to add, you know we're rocking with the black coffee. Once you go black, you never go back. Absolute brain fuel, high quality black coffee. There's not many things better in life than a nice steaming hot cup of coffee before you start work. So I'm also going to enjoy this along with my depressing looking eggs. As I said, I promise I can cook the eggs, but yeah, wasn't the one today. Work done. Meal numero dos. Oh, I don't think you can see that. Hang on. I've literally had to shine a light on it because it is that heavenly. Cream of rice always looks like an absolute mess, but my favourite meal by far. Oats, actually, I say by far, oats is a close second. I do like my sweet meals. But we have 85 grams of custard cream, trained by JP, cream of rice, 100 berries, 20 gram almond butter, and that's it. And some pink salt. Oh, that's not it. 40 gram whey as well. Where's my protein at? Yeah, 40 grams whey from Perform. Absolutely banging. I top it with my pink salt and some cinnamon. But yeah, absolutely unreal meal. I might have to upload a video of how I make it, because I think I've achieved cream of rice making greatness. So it's not exactly rocket science, to be fair. But yes, I've got my technique down to a fine art. Oh, this, by the way, no one probably wonders or cares, but I recently got an Oura ring. In fact, yes, I'm on my Oura ring game. Jack, my coach, has been telling me it's vital that I don't fall into the trap of like taking it as gospel and like if my readiness score is under 60, like mate, you can't even move. So I have been very careful with that, but it's very interesting to get some sleep insights. And it's interesting because it does when I do have a bad night's sleep, like I really can tell. For example, my restfulness last night, I woke up, as I said earlier, like I woke up and it was just so hard to get out of bed. And I often notice a pattern with that when my restfulness is low, as in I'm waking up a shit ton in the night, and you can see by the white things that I'm waking up loads. When that's high, I find so much harder waking up. But it's interesting to see the patterns of what I do. For example, say I try and eat a meal 2 hours before bed instead of 1 hour. How does that affect my deep sleep? How does that affect my restfulness? So it's good in terms of that with tracking data and seeing how I can kind of optimize my eating routine. I don't really use it for anything else other than kind of tracking sleep, maybe recovery. But it's also good when I'm feeling ill. It also says something is straight in your body, and it just kind of, it doesn't, I use it more as a tool of confirming my suspicions, or my prior suspicions already, rather than saying, oh, it says I'm ill, but I don't feel ill, so I must be ill. That's a kind of dangerous road to go down. So it's a useful tool in terms of tracking that data output, but was it worth 350 quid? I don't know. It's it's just a useful tool with data tracking. But if you're looking to really kind of optimize things in terms of especially your nighttime routine, then I would recommend it. But yeah, I think you can get them on offer. Actually, they're on offer for Christmas, and of course when Black Fridays do roll around as well. So yeah, and I don't think they're bringing out a new one for a while. So if you're looking into getting one, then could be a useful little thing. Anyway, my cream of rice is going cold. I do usually have my cream of rice cold. I definitely prefer it cold, but today I'm on a bit of a schedule with things, and I don't want to get my meal timing off, so I don't really have time to chuck it in the fridge. But a cream of rice cold is definitely up there, much better than it is warm. But yeah, I'm going to eat this, and then I think I'll see you out for my rest day cardio, which I'm looking forward to. Right, what I'm about to do might be incredibly stupid, but for those of you who didn't follow my prep at all, I don't know if I shared that much of it. For my cardio, pretty much up until 3 weeks out, I was doing, what was I doing? I was doing 160 minutes a week, so a decent amount, nothing crazy. So I split that into 4 40-minute sessions, and I did running. I literally did running for all of it. Now, in the bodybuilding scene, that's quite rare. Not many bodybuilders run to do their cardio. They more do a more low impact style, like the elliptical. Stairmaster is very popular because running, of course, is incredibly high impact and really can end up eating away at this tissue, which I don't have much of anyway. But I think doing so much running on my prep did lead to a lot of my legs wasting away. I'll show up some side by sides. It's pretty shocking, I think, the amount of tissue that I lost. I was actually quite happy with my legs going into the start of prep. When I was like 7 weeks out, I was like, these are gonna look sick peeled, and they definitely did, especially the first show. But as I got to the latter end, to the MBW, they really started to fade away, and I think my running did kind of lead to a lot of that. But in keeping with that theme, I'm going for a run. I haven't gone for a run in ages, and I've actually stuck to the Stairmaster for most of my cardio. Currently I'm at 60 minutes a week, so I split that into 2 30-minute sessions. I did 30 minutes the other day on the stairs, but I've decided that it's Christmas Eve, and I'm not like doing it just because I know I'm going to be eating a little bit more food, and I don't want to punish myself and make sure I'm staying in like my calories aren't too high. I actually just want to go for a run, and I thought, like, I kind of want to be nostalgic and do my old prep route, and maybe even go a bit longer. So I might end up doing like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10k. I don't know. I'm just going to run and do whatever the hell I feel like. I'm not meant to go above 60 minutes, and this probably is a stupid idea, and I hit legs yesterday, but I kind of just fancy going for a run, because it's a gorgeous day. I need to burn off a few mince pies that I'm going to be having tomorrow probably. So I was like, why not just go for a run? So I'll take you guys along with me. I'll do the classic like runners like holding up their phone whenever I hit each mile or whatever. But yeah, I'm also wearing, oh shit, I got face mask on. I'm wearing shorts and I'm flipping freezing, so I need to get running. But yeah, I'm just gonna do my prep route, have a little jog. Hopefully it'll be a lot easier. I'll be able to go at a fairly slow pace because I'm not as fit as I was in prep, so my heart rate will probably be able to get up fairly easily. But yeah, I'll pop up the route I did as well. And I'm just gonna run until I feel like I don't want to run anymore, basically. But yeah, gorgeous day, so let's get it.
Aside from the fact my hands feel like they're about to fall off, fucking loving it. I'm so unfit. Stairmaster fitness and running fitness does not translate. You heard it here first. And I'm just going through a cattle gate. But yeah, this is the prep route that I did for literally 5 months straight, and it actually, every single time, so I'm not actually just walking when I go through the cattle gates. Yeah, every time I did it, like the dread. You know when you're about to go, sorry, I'm so out of breath. You know when you're about to go into a split squat set, or a hack squat set, or a leg, it's like one of the big, or a pendulum squat set, like one of the big lifts. I had that before running, and I just hated every minute of it. Like my whole body just screaming at me to stop. It was flipping horrible. And yeah, did that for 5 months. And quite often I'd have like a 10, 12 hour shift after it. And yeah, right, prep, I said this before, prep made a fifth man out of me. But it's nice when you've got a bit of food in you. Absolutely gorgeous. I'll take more videos when I get up the hill. You can see it in the distance over there. But I live in a gorgeous place, man. And I should feel blessed that I can come out here, literally walk out of my own house. I live in the middle of nowhere, right? Oh my god, these cattle gates are at the end of me. There we go. Yeah, I feel blessed that I can literally come out my house and just run in insane places like this. Like, obviously when you're in prep you don't appreciate it, and it becomes, as I said, kind of an activity of dread. But yeah, now I've got some food in me, and I actually haven't eaten a lot. I haven't run in months. I've actually got the itch to come out and run just in the gorgeous British countryside. It's just small things, man. And obviously steps are actually peak, in the good sense of the word, when I do go and do them. Anyway, oh my god, I'm waffling so hard. I'm gonna keep running because you're distracting me, but I think we're about 3k down, and I'm literally doing it in like 1.5. I know I've got to this point where I would on my prep run, I would have been running for like 15 minutes, and I've been running for like 20. So yeah, I need to lock in. Hello cows. This is the dairy where my family get their milk from. Literally like 5 minutes away. That's another thing about living in the countryside, which is crazy, is the quality of the local produce. Like if I can afford it, I'll go to the local farm, local butcher's 5 minutes away, and get my venison, get my chicken breast, get my veggies. And that brings me on to the point of just how important the quality of your food is, right? Like, you know, you hear people say that not all food is made equal, and they're talking about like, I don't know, dark chocolate and milk chocolate, like, or just like white chocolate in general. Like, Like people have in their plan 20 grams of chocolate, and so they're like, oh, I'll have some chocolate as my fat source, and they're having like Kinder Bueno and Ferrero Rocher, like, and then you compare that to 100% dark chocolate, and it's like, mate, chocolate's not made equal. But that's pretty obvious, right? But then you get it on the level of not all beef is equal, not all chicken is equal. Like poor quality beef, the non-regenerative stuff that you get, say from lower quality supermarkets like Aldi, that is not comparable to grass-fed, locally grown, locally sourced cows that aren't pumped full of hormones and fattened up just to get, and pumped full of water just to get more meat. And of course, like, not everyone's going to be able to afford the higher quality stuff, but the higher quality of the produce that you put on your body, the better you're going to be able to perform, the better you're going to perform in the gym, the higher quality your training is going to be, the better your recovery is going to be, the healthier your body's going to be. And I hear this saying so much in the fitness industry: a healthy body is a progressive body. So, and again, people say, oh, I just don't have money to spend it on, and I don't have the money to spend on good quality produce. And I said this in my last YouTube video, and I'm not just going to use myself as an example, but I choose to spend my money on good quality produce. By the way, this is not a good time for me to be rambling. You probably can't even hear what I'm saying because I'm so out of breath. But I choose to spend my money on good quality stuff, and other people quite simply choose to spend their money on going out, or choose to spend their money on a new gaming console or a new piece of clothing. Like, you could spend 80 quid on the month, in a month, extra. Say you buy a nice new designer hoodie. That's 20 quid each week you could put towards a higher quality meat, or organic vegetables, or fresh blueberries and raspberries rather than frozen. Like, these little things add up, man. And there's some people not even spending an extra 80 quid a month. They'll go out to London, or they'll buy, I don't fucking know. They'll buy some new gadget. You get what I'm saying? The money's there for most people. If you really try, and it means enough to you, you can get high quality produce. Anyway, that's enough from me. I need to get back to running, but just a little, I don't know, something to take away from this, that look at your expenses, look at what, like, most banks have these days. You can see what you're spending your money on in terms of analytics. Look at that shit, man. You'll be pretty shocked. I was speaking to Camille about how shit my test is, and he was like, you need to get out and chop some logs or something. I was like, yeah, you get on a Rocky Balboa montage, like, you know, I think it's Rocky 3, where he's like out in the Canadian woodland and it's snowing, and he's like doing hill sprints in the snow. Well, it's not quite that. It's not snowing, it should be because it's Christmas Eve. But if anything's going to get my test up, it's this. Just running along a country lane in the middle of nowhere with nothing but sheep. Gonna run up that hill in a sec. I keep going on about this, but it's just so, I'll turn around. It's just so beautiful. Like, running was actually ruined for me because of prep, and now, yeah. There's a lesson, just switch up your cardio every now and again. Like, running, yeah, it's not optimal. It's not optimal, but I've got the next 2 days off gym because it's Christmas, and I need a little deload anyway because my body's knackered. He says, going on a really long run. But like, just switch up your cardio every now and again. Like, yeah, the Stairmaster is probably the most optimal when it comes to recovery demands and just general the best choice for bodybuilders. But running's fun, man. Like, it's fun, and it's just good to switch up every now and again. Like, if your cardio is just sitting on the bike for an hour, 2 hours a week, potentially even, like, you know, up to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours a week if you're on prep. Like, that kills you, man. Really psychologically kills you if you're just staring at a wall for an hour. But like, when you're running, you get to go out, and I haven't done this route in months, and it's just nice to get some sun, get some air, and just switch up a bit. So yeah, even if it's just you going from the bike to the Stairmaster to the treadmill, just switch up your cardio every now and again. It's also just good for your body to feel and receive different cardiovascular stimulators, I suppose. So yeah, oh, got it in my AirPods. That's 7k down. Oh, what the hell's going on up there? Can I zoom in? I don't know if I can. There's a shitload of horses. So this is what you get in the countryside. You get all sorts. Anyway, I think that's going to be my last waffle on the run, because I've waffled for a long time while I'm running. But yeah, I'm enjoying myself. Go and do a run and burn off that Christmas dinner if you're seeing this on Christmas Day. If you haven't been on a Christmas walk post-Christmas dinner, get your fat ass out on a run. So I ended up running like 11.5k. Like an absolute idiot. I should not have done that. But to be honest, I don't really care. It was really fun. Got my heart rate up. I think I was like, in fact, I'll throw it. Oh my god, I was probably snotting out of my nose that entire video. It's gonna look disgusting. But yeah, it was super fun. I'll dox myself and throw up the route and the heart rate and all that shit on screen. But yeah, wicked first run in a few months. And I loved it. Probably not gonna do it again, just because I can literally feel it in my legs. I trained legs yesterday. I did split squats, even just one set of split squats, and no matter how many rotations of split squats I run, I never fail to have filthy DOMs kind of 2-3 days after, so that's going to exacerbate it a bit. But as I said, I've got a couple of days off the gym now, so shouldn't do too much harm. And yeah, that was wicked.
Meal number 4. And you're probably saying, where the hell's meal number 3? I had a bit of a whoopsie and forgot. First of all, I'll run through what this is. I've got 150 cooked weight venison mince. And then, so I have gone on my rice meals today. On my rest days, I have 2 rice meals. I've gone just pro-fat, so no direct carbs. Simply because I probably don't need to, but it's Christmas tomorrow and I just want to have a little bit more of a calorie buffer, and it's not that much. I have 40 rice in both meals on my rest days, and I'll just pull both of them, just a little bit extra. Probably wouldn't make much difference, to be fair, but at least it's something. So I've literally, both meals were pro-fat, so 150 cooked weight venison, and then this kind of sauce underneath is 100 carrot, 100 mushroom, 100 chopped tomatoes, and 50 avocado in a kind of like stewed sauce with some delicious steak seasoning. Yeah, it's a very, very nice meal. It's in a glass bowl because I'm taking it to prep because we're going over to a family friend's. I'm going to be that boring ass bodybuilder who sits at the table and eats his meal prep. But I told myself I'm going to have Christmas Day off, eat what I want. But Boxing Day, I'm working on Boxing Day anyway. But Christmas Eve, Boxing Day, back to it. Just, yeah, stick on plan. So, yeah. In terms of meal 3, it's very, very similar. It's the same structure. Obviously, normally I would have rice with it as I would with this meal. But it's 150 cooked chicken breast. And then the veggies are carrots again, some chopped tomatoes, some lettuce, and some mango as well on the side as a fruit sauce. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry again for not filming meal 3. I was just very hungry after my run, so I chomped it down. But yeah, those are my 2 rice meals that I usually have, again, without rice because it's Christmas and I'm just trying to get a little bit of a calorie buffer. But very tasty. Unfortunately, it's going to be cold. Hopefully I can microwave it when I get to my friend's house. But yeah, I usually, what's the word? Pan fry my venison. But I whacked it in the air fryer today to give it a go, and it hasn't turned out the best, to be fair. It's a little bit crispy. But this is a really tasty meal. It's delicious. I can't wait to just have a little bit more rice with it when food eventually gets bumped up. But digests absolutely amazingly and tastes delicious as well. So can't really go wrong. 5th and final meal. I'm recording this on my iPhone because I've put my Osmo somewhere and I can't find it. So I don't know if the quality will be as good, but I'll put all the macros up on screen as I have done before. But yeah, this is, I don't know what I prefer, cream of rice or oats. It's a close one. Topped with salt and sweet cinnamon. I went with fresh strawberries because we had some fresh strawberries. But yeah, unreal. Whey flavour of choice. I went with 20 jammy biscuit and 20 pumpkin spice latte from Perform. Absolutely unreal. They're very like autumnal flavours and they go so well with oats. But I've got my eye on the apple strudel flavour from Perform as well. I think that will slap in oats. But yeah, this is going to go down an absolute treat. 100% dark chocolate, of course, from Montezuma's. I generally just prefer it. It's tastier. It adds a kind of, not savoury, but a little more of a bit of a bitter to counter the whey. And yeah, it's just unreal. I almost forgot the whole premise of the video, which would not have been good. But here we go. This is my blood work. This is what you're here for. As you can see, a few things to run through. Prefacing, I'm not a blood work specialist. I've got a coach for that, and he's very knowledgeable in that department. Obviously, I have a base understanding, but you know, I'm not kind of particularly knowledgeable on all the numbers and all the markers and everything like that. But as I said, I'm gonna run through it all, and there's a little bit to run through. I should have it up on the screen for you. So I know you you will want me to click this button, but I'm going to tease you for a little bit longer. To start with, I need to preface, there's actually nothing wrong except from my sex hormones. I was an absolute donut and took the sample, so I went to the hospital to get it drawn. I took it all post-workout after a heavy leg session and also after a decently heavy post-workout meal. And of course, I was a little bit dehydrated, even though I'd had about 2.5 litres. I was still a bit dehydrated. So I took all of these post-workout, and that meant that my red blood cells are off, and my kidney markers are slightly off because obviously I'm dehydrated, and my liver markers are slightly off. So actually, and as you can see, they're all only very, very slightly out. So actually, these should all be green. I'm gonna double check it and take my bloods again in 6 to 8 weeks. So I took these last week. So I think I took them on the 16th and it's the 24th today. So yeah, kind of eight days ago. So yeah, there's actually nothing wrong. As you can see, they're all very slightly out, and that's because I took them post-workout. In terms of the white blood cells, I was coming off the back of an illness. I'd had a kind of like a small flu-y sort of thing, so that's why my neutrophils are slightly out. But other than that, we're absolutely fine. Same with the autoimmunity, coming off back of illness. Now, sex hormones. Eesh. Yeah. Not good. Not good at all. But that's kind of where we're expecting to be. I mean, yeah, the state of my estradiol, it's not even on the red on the scale. My free testosterone, pretty much as low as it gets. And my nanomorphologies, I'm literally, I think that the phrase I've heard people say is you've got the test of a 13-year-old girl on her period. So yeah, it's pretty scary to look at, and it actually explains a lot in terms of how I'm feeling, how I'm sleeping, the state of my libido. Yeah, it was weird, right? Because I came off the back of prep. As soon as more food was pumped in for the first 2 weeks, I felt on top of the world. I felt so good. And it was that kind of initial, wow, I'm eating. So combined with the kind of dopamine hit of having more food and the stress of prep kind of being washed away, that immediate hit kind of took me from that terrible baseline of prep and how terrible I was feeling then to a slightly higher one. But that jump felt amazing. But that jump from, so say my prep baseline's here and how I'm feeling kind of 2 weeks after prep is here, I should still, like, feeling normal is here. So I'm still so far away from feeling normal and back to how I was before prep. But because like there's that difference of how I was feeling in prep, I feel like, wow, I'm back to normal already. But then that slowly tapered off, I've kind of realised, shit, I'm still like not anywhere near back to where I was before. But I'm just kind of accepting it. It's very common in a first time natty prep to be really struggling with getting your hormones back on track. And again, it's only been 9 weeks, and getting your hormones back to where they're meant to be is a long old process, and it takes a lot of eating well and sleeping well. And my job has not particularly been supporting that. It's long hours, it's early starts. Because it's winter, sometimes I don't see the sun for 4 days straight. That's not going to help with my sleep. That's not going to help with hormone suppression. So, and I'm standing all day for 12 hours again, so that's just not really helping with recovery, but it is what it is. I've kind of just accepted, and that's allowed me to kind of not stress out about it all as much. But yeah, as you can see, they're not in a good spot. I mean, at least my prolactin is just about within range, but it's also nice to have got them back, because I've been in quite a dark spot the last sort of 6 weeks, kind of depressive symptoms, and you know, like that comes with the weather and of course being post show, but these metrics also kind of explain, I guess, why I've been feeling as shit as I have been. But yeah, it was so worth getting my bloods done. I'm really glad I did it. Expensive as shit, by the way. It was like 250 quid to do this, but I'm going to run them again in 6 to 8 weeks just to make sure these are as a result of me being an idiot and taking them post workout. But look, I know what I need to do. I just need to give myself time, accept that I'm probably not going to be feeling the best for the next 3 weeks. That said, my training performance is still absolutely flying. Sessions are great. I'm having a great time. My physique's not where I want it to be, but again, I know just need to give it time and allow my hormones to do their thing and get back to where they need to be. And I'll be well on my way to really making some good progress, which I already have. But yeah, it's just the way I feel of myself at the moment, I think, is massively down to the state of my sex hormones right now. But again, this was all expected. I knew they were going to be cooked. Maybe not quite this cooked, but yeah, is what it is. That's the way cookie crumbles. First time in natty prep, they're going to be washed. And I've heard stories of people's being worse. So, you know, just got to be thankful. And I know that they will come back. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Anyway, yeah, those are my bloods. In fact, I'll run through a few of the other ones if you're interested. So, all my kind of vitamins are bang on, really, really nice. Inflammation is fine. And my cholesterol, I was really, really happy with my cholesterol. It's in a superb spot. So pretty much all my other kind of health markers are absolutely where you want them to be and completely fine. For some reason, my doctor just assumed I was pinning. You can select a thing saying, "Are you taking exogenous hormones?" And I definitely selected no. So I think he's just messed up there. But yeah, you can give that, pause the video and give that a little read if you're interested at all in what some of the markers mean. But yeah, those are my bloods. Really interesting to look at. And I was saying to a friend recently, it's incredible how just these little numbers and these kind of ranges dictate so heavily on how you feel. It's nuts. And I would recommend anybody, even if you're not in the gym, just getting your blood work done, even if it's once a year, twice a year, just to see if anything's out. Especially, I got my dad to do them recently, and he had so many things come back: high cholesterol, low testosterone, and the average person just doesn't think of it. They think of getting blood work as only something bodybuilders do, or if you're really unwell. No, everyone should get their blood work done. Everyone, because it's so important to make sure you're in a healthy spot, because it's life threatening. A lot of these things, you know, if you've got high cholesterol, your chance of heart disease is through the fucking roof. It's nuts. So it's really good to just get them done. see where you are and what you can do to improve your health. But I've been waffling about my bloods for nearly 10 minutes now. I know you probably all clicked on the video after you saw what my test was like. But yeah, that's pretty much the full run through. I'm actually recording this just after meal 2, but I'm going to put it at the end of the video. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. Merry Christmas. I should have this out either, I'll try and edit it all and have it out Christmas Day, so you can have a nice little thing to watch while you have got a food baby lying on lying on your sofa, because I know I will. No, I won't. I promise, Jack. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you do enjoy it, whack it on your stories, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, all of that jazz. But yeah, thanks again, and Merry Christmas.